All right, Frank, it's number 50. Can you believe we've done 50 of these? 50, that's half. That's literally half of this list. We are at half. I think that calls for a celebration. But this is number 50. It's Journey to the Beginning of Time. A Journey to the Beginning of Time is a 1955 adventure family film directed by Karel Zeman, or maybe Karel Zeman. So the casting on this is a little confusing because it's a Czechoslovakian film that I believe was bought by an American distribution company and then redubbed into English. There's the Czechoslovakian actors, and then there's like Americanized names that are listed as well. I'm not sure whether those are just voice actors or whether they're crediting the original children under those names because they don't want to credit them under their Czechoslovakian names. So I'll list both. It stars Vladimír, Bejval, Petr Herrman, Zdenek Hustak, and Josef Lukás. So the US version of this film stars James Lucas, Victor Bertrall, Charles Goldsmith, and Petr Herrman. So A Journey to the Beginning of Time is about a group of 4 boys who are visiting New York City. They go to the Museum of Natural History and go through the museum and see all the dinosaurs and all of the different eras and all the different animals from the different eras. And then they go on a boat ride and go through a magical cave that takes them to prehistoric times, and they take a literal boat ride through the origins of the Earth. Your thoughts on A Journey to the Beginning of Time are probably boring as f***, but I enjoy it. It's a fun premise. It should be available on YouTube. Well, now it's apparently available on Criterion Collection. There is a box set of Karel Zeman's work, or Karel Zeman's work, not sure how you pronounce it, and A Journey to the Beginning of Time is one of the films that's on that. Unfortunately, it is only available through the box set currently, and because of that, I could not get a hold of the fancy restored version of the film. I have the version that you sent me, which is let's just say it's unrestored. I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not gonna disagree on the boring part. Like, it has its charm. Like the first, I would say 20 minutes or so has its charms, but there's a point where it's just sort of like they're going down the river and it's like, oh look, there's this animal, there's this animal. Now we're in this period, and this period had these trees and these plants, and it's like a guided tour through a museum is basically what it is. It's the film equivalent of that. And it's funny because and I'll put this on screen, but the graphic that you used is the cover of a DVD, I guess. And the cover of the DVD has a sticker on it that says reviewed by the American Museum of Natural History. So, when that's your selling point, this is not going to be Die Hard. And I know that this was made in like 1955. And, all the dinosaurs are claymation, and, there's a lot of sort of like not so great visual effects that they had to do to make this work. I think that you could take this idea and make a much better movie out of it, but it is what it is for the time that it was made in. I think the point of the film was to create something magical for very young children. And this film does feel like the kind of movie that you would watch in elementary school when it was a rainy day or your teacher didn't have anything planned and they were like, okay, we're gonna watch a movie, kids. That's what this feels like. Or it feels like the feature-length version of all those 10-minute films that you watch in a museum, the ones where it's you're going through an exhibit and then you walk into the little 30 or 40 seat movie theater and you watch a little 10-minute film. This feels like the hour and a half version of that. It's kind of frustrating because it would really be interesting to have the Criterion edition to see like whether it's subtitled or how they did that, because you can tell the film is Czechoslovakian and they basically just replaced the dubbed the kids talking, because a lot of times they shoot it purposefully in a way where like you can't even see the kids' mouths, like they're shooting from behind them, you know, so you see them talking but all you see is the back of their faces, back of their heads. And the rest of the time when you can see them talk, it does seem like sometimes they're saying things, it does seem like their mouth is moving in a way where they're saying the English words, but most of the time it's like you can tell that they're speaking a different language and someone else is just, you know, dubbing the English words over them. I mean, that's not a big deal. That happened a lot back in that time, but it would be interesting to watch it just as a subtitled film. Like I don't have a problem with subtitles. Some people do, but I actually like subtitles more than I like dubbed stuff. Like I would rather not see dubbed. I would rather just read subtitles. So, would I recommend this film? No, not particularly. The only reason I could see recommending this to anybody is if they want to see all of Karel Zeman's work. That's it. But I've seen Baron Munchausen, and to be honest with you, I didn't really like it that much. Visually, it's really cool, but like it was kind of boring. And they actually have like, there's 3 films in that box set. Baron Munchausen is one, Journey to the Beginning of Time is another, and there's a third one which I don't remember what the name of it is right now, but that's actually on Criterion Channel at the time of this recording. It is, which is super frustrating because I'm like, couldn't you just put Journey to the Beginning of Time on here? But anyway, yeah, I would just like, I get it. I get why you like it. I did not care for it. This one is not horrible. It's just not like, I didn't really get much out of it, and it was kind of boring. All right, next up on your list is yet another dinosaur-oriented film. It's number 51. It's The Last Dinosaur. So that's it. So much dinosaurs. We'll see how this one goes. Until then, Frank, and anybody else who's watching, like, comment, subscribe, all that kind of stuff, and I will see you next time.